Good
afternoon.
Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast. And I still cut Kelly's head off.
That's okay.
The camera. So it's Thursday, and it's June 13th already. Like, we're almost halfway through the way through June. I don't know what's going on. This time thing is just moving.
Crazy.
Moving and shaking. So this is a podcast about yarn and knitting and crocheting and spinning. And we have 20 minutes of outtakes for you guys today. So
Us sitting here like working on our various...
So if we seem a little goofy, that's why.
I'm running on minimal sleep and coffee, so...
So you can find the store out on all social media as Muscle of Yarn. Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook. We have a great group over on Ravelry, and it's where we run most of our knit-alongs and crochet-alongs. So feel free to come join the fun. And I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins.
Awesome. And we remembered our mascot.
She's exhausted from
She's
the weekend.
So tired from
carrying the torch and
doing all kinds of hard work
for Yarniad games.
Yep. So this is Gage the meerkat, and she also has her own Instagram page. So feel free to follow the page of a stuffed animal and see what kind of shenanigans said stuffed animal gets into. Super fun. And we've really just sort of run with this whole meerkat thing.
Yeah.
Sort of our de facto, it's our spirit animal. Or a Patronus. What's your Patronus? It's a meerkat. Apparently they're quite vicious.
Really?
Meerkats. Yeah. Somebody was telling me, like at the animal places, like down at like Disney or the like ones in Florida where they have like meerkat exhibits and like native things like a bird will land in the enclosure or like a chipmunk will get in there and they'll just like go.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a territorial thing or?
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Okay.
Gage.
I know. She
Anger
looks
management.
so innocent.
I know.
And angry. She does kind of look angry.
I know. Maybe we have to send her to anger management.
And I did, in one of the posts or on one of our social media things, I can't remember if it was the Muscle of Yarn page or her page, because she's got two meerkat buddies, and just the way they were sitting or laying, like it looked, one of them really looked sort of like angry, and it was like her bodyguard.
That's right.
It's funny. Super funny. So now that this is like the rambling podcast.
It is. It's because we don't have a lot of knitting to talk about.
So if you've been with us for quite some time, you know this is not entirely unusual. Yeah. If you're new, welcome. This is what it's like most of the time. But we do like to, and anybody who watched the episode with William,
Our basket's over there.
oh no, knows where he got this mannerism from. I have no idea where he learned it.
No idea.
We like to start our podcast with our pick of the week.
I'm gonna go get it.
Okay, because we forgot the basket. We're on top of things today.
I didn't completely forget it.
It's back in the same area of the store.
Yeah.
Oh, we even forgot to say that we're broadcasting or filming at our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont.
Right. We did.
And
We forget everything.
We forgot everything today. I believe we introduced ourselves, which was good.
We did do that.
Okay. So what we like to do is show a product, or usually it's yarn, but sometimes it's other things. And for 2 weeks in our online or in-store you can get 10% off with the coupon code that we will give you after we get done talking about the yarn, which I've already picked because I've already set up the discount code in the system. I'm so on top of things.
You really are.
That's probably why the podcast is like all weird. Because I've been so on top of all this other stuff I've been doing.
Bizarre
that I'm
world.
normally just kind of like, well, fly by the seat of my pants.
I know. I didn't do the pick of the week this weekend,
I
but she had it all ready to go.
I was so ready to go. So we are going to start a shift along. I think I talked about it last week, kind of just as an idea, and I'm just going to go with it. I have not sorted out when I'm going to start it, though I think pretty soon. Why not?
But you can start getting ready for it. I already have a whip I can use. So.
That was kind of my thought. So there's so many great shift patterns. There's 4, actually. There's the shift. There's night shift. Both of those are kind of cowly things. There's the shift along, which is a hat, and then there's shifty, which is a sweater. So there's tons of options in terms of different garments and things. So I thought I'd highlight a couple of yarns that we have in store that would work really well for the shift style patterns.
And I ordered some last week that are coming in.
Oh,
For
more?
the shift. It's a DK weight.
Ooh.
From same people, Shopel Wool, that do
Nice.
Zauberball. It's, yeah.
Nice.
So that'll be in
So that'll probably be a
probably
new pick of the week in a
early next week it should be in.
so maybe next week. So if you want to join the shift along, I've been trying to kind of pick some yarns that people could use. You could use some of the Malabrigo from last week that we had. So this week I picked our KFI, our Painted Desert, and our Painted Sky yarns. So as you can see, it's a nice marled type yarn. So the KFI Painted Desert is the fingering weight, and some of those patterns are for fingering weight. The shift along the hat you can use fingering weight for. So it's 437 yards in a skein. It's 100% wool, and it retails for $12.99. So it's a very affordable yarn.
Well, and a lot of times too, you could use any weight yarn once you know the pattern.
Yeah,
You could kind of
just
do
adjust your
more
needles.
repeats for, especially for like the night shift.
Yeah,
That one you could just
the shawl.
keep going until.
Yeah, because the night shift
Goes as
calls
big as you
for
want.
worsted weight, and the shift, which is the cowl version, is a sport DK.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have both. So we have the Painted Desert, and we also have Painted Sky, which is their worsted weight.
It's a lighter worsted,
Version.
but you could.
Yeah. It's 218 yards per skein. And again, this retails for $12.99. So it's a very affordable yarn, and a very affordable way to do this type of project. So that's one of the Painted Skies. And so it's with the coupon code that I pre-decided.
Oh, you even did that too.
Oh yeah, I set that all
Excellent.
up already.
Oh, that's right. You said you did that.
Weekly pick painted.
Weekly just painted. Okay.
We'll get you 10% off any of our in-stock Painted Sky or Painted Desert yarns for the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
So, and we've got some really cool colors. So that's a Painted Sky. I think some of these are new. And
That one's brand new.
So, Painted Sky.
We haven't had that one before.
Painted Sky. So these are the light worsted. Wait, though, just based on yards, I mean, it's 218 for 100-gram skein, so it's not that light of a worsted.
No, but
This really pretty purple. It's purple and gold. It's like, this would be beautiful with like a gold counter color or main color. We have this one, which is a nice, like, kind of earthy tones. Cool. It's Painted Sky. There's a really fun one. It would be beautiful with like a dark, like a charcoal gray. Or you could even do something really wild, like a pink. There actually is pink undertones in this one. What else do we got? We got all kinds of colors.
we do.
Painted Sky. Super pretty. this one. I think this is the same colorway. No, it's too pink.
Yeah, some of them look similar, but
Yeah.
once you get down inside, there's other colors that show through.
There's this one. That's more, I have blues. That would be really pretty with like a navy or like a blue of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So super fun. And then on our painted desert, so fingering weight, so there's again a nice purple.
I mean, I didn't pull all the colors
We've got
either.
a ton of purples.
So
Tons of purples. We got this
Tons of
purple. We got this purple. We got this one. So yes. So
I love that one.
I know it's got
so
that
pretty.
nice like foam green.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a green skein at home that's kind of a minty green that would probably
Really?
look beautiful with that. So yeah, painted desert, painted sky. Join us for the shifts along. To be determined.
I know.
Start date.
A lot of people have done one or all of
Yeah.
them, but if you have wanted to start either another color combination,
Oops.
then
I'm gonna allow whips.
Okay.
We're pretty laid back here about that kind of stuff. So if you'd already started working on something and you needed motivation to finish it, I'd say in the next, well, why don't we just pick our dates of when it's going to start? What is today? The 13th.
13th. When is our other cowl wrap up?
We have one that wraps up July 11th and one that wraps up July 3rd. Why don't we start at the beginning of July?
Okay.
We'll do July 1st cast on.
So that'll give you a couple weeks to
Yep, a
get
couple
ready.
weeks to get supplies, sort out what you're going to do, and we'll run it through beginning of October. Because if somebody wants to do the sweater, there's a sweater in there. They'll need a little bit more time. So, you can,
October. Wow.
well, I mean, July, August, September, it's 3 months.
Okay.
I don't know.
Works for
Stay
me.
tuned for end date. I got to think through that one a little more. But we'll start at July 1.
You can start it. You finish it whenever you want. I don't care.
I know.
I'm cool with October.
I know. Okay. We'll do it October. End of September, early October.
I was just,
I've-
forgetting that it's
We're all
actually
halfway the way
halfway
through
through
June.
June,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll check the calendar. I've been trying to pick like the Wednesday of a week to end the cal because I know we're going to podcast the next day. So, but as always, if the finished object thread's opened, post away. Fair game, even if it's past the deadline.
Right.
So that's that's the way we go. So anyway, 10% off
Excellent.
the next 2 weeks. Painted sky
Sorry,
and
I got
painted desert.
yarn all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to earthquake the
Camera.
camera again.
There. Now I'm back to where I need to be. Gracious.
Oh man. Okay, so now that I actually finished the row on that one, I can now start with the mohair. So, what's the next segment that we do? Oh, what we're wearing.
I have no knitwear on.
I picked up Watson today because I thought it was supposed to be a little bit cooler.
It was this morning.
It was a
in the
little chilly
50s.
this morning. So Watson is a lace weight held double sweater. So I guess kind of maybe a fingering.
That Anne swore at the entire time she was working on it.
The name of the sweater is actually Watson. I call it Bad Word Watson.
Bleep.
Bleep Watson. Use your imagination.
Insert your favorite four-letter word
Insert your
here.
favorite 4-letter word, which could also be a 6-letter word
Right.
or 7-letter word.
Similar, yeah.
As an adverb, probably. Right. Is that what that is?
Yep.
Action word. Anyway, so lace weight held double on US 4s was, at least that time in my life, was not a very fun project. So hence the tongue-in-cheek name of Bad Word Watson. And then it became a joke, like many of the things, meerkats and
I
otherwise.
used to ask her how bleeping Watson was.
Yeah. But it's done, and this time of year it gets a lot of use because it's lighter weight and it's nice for those cool mornings.
Mm-hmm.
And I always feel like I get a lot of compliments when I wear it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a really nice lace detail on the back and a really kind of cool pleat in the back. So if you're looking for an interesting pattern, take a look. Don't say I didn't warn you, though.
Oh, gracious.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of use out of my shorty socks lately. I need to make some more.
I should have grabbed my most recently made socks and thrown some of those on, so I'd have some hand. Well, those aren't hand knit. Those are hand
Close
cranked.
enough. It's close enough. I would give you points for that.
I could count it.
But I think, as you guys know, I would give points for almost anything.
Yeah, it's very generous of you.
Close enough. Because it is just knitting and fiber crafts.
We are not the knitting police.
No. Oh, God, no. Can you even imagine?
I might be on occasion gauge police, but I'm not knitting police.
Can you even imagine? If I was the knitting police. Yeah, so let's imagine for a second. Oh, okay.
What would your badge be like?
A meerkat? No.
You could take one of the medals that we made medals.
Mm-hmm.
Jen did. She.
Well, I have like 4 of them at my house because apparently my
Oh, that's
child
right.
won like 4 of them or 3 or something.
Well, there you go. You can just put a pin back on one of them and use it as your knitting police badge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Actually,
funny.
that would be really funny to pull something like that together for like the retreat.
Put like some aviators on.
The 3 of us can have badges and we can run around at the retreat and be like, the knitting police are here. We're here to inspect your knitting.
Oh my god.
Or we could pull that off for like Rhinebeck or something.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, woo, woo. The knitting police have arrived. Carry on. What are you working on, ma'am? Carry on.
That's so funny.
All right. Well, like many things that have a life of their own on our podcast, this is how it starts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kind of like how we ended up with a meerkat as our mascot.
Yep.
I foresee some knitting police in our future. I can't wait. Oh my god, you know what would be even funnier?
What?
Is to arrange for some special dancers who are the knitting police.
Oh my gosh. I'm hoping you're talking about the retreat and not Rhinebeck.
No, yeah, the retreat. But now that you mention it, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, they get thrown out of Rhinebeck.
Yeah, so what happened? It was like an international incident at Rhinebeck. Oh my gosh. All right. Now that I've completely derailed this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
mostly because I have no finished objects this week.
Yeah, I don't either.
Even though I very smugly indicated last week that I was going to have that sweater done. And that hat. I think I said I could get both of them done.
Yeah.
And I've gotten neither done. Nothing done. I mean, I have gotten some knitting done, but I haven't finished a thing. Not even the kind of secret stealth project I'm working on. I haven't gotten anything done. Yeah.
I have not.
It was so nice on Sunday. William and I ran a ton of errands, and then I was doing some gardening, so
I
was
had
outside.
Yeah, I was outside for 8+ hours, but I was cleaning out my barn. Well, I wasn't really going to talk about it, but I will just let everybody know because everybody knows my animals are important to me, and I won't go into much detail about it. But I had to have my horse put down a couple weeks ago. That was the week that Ange so kindly did a little mini-sode
With my helper.
with William,
Yep.
and I was indisposed for the weekend.
Yep.
It was,
Rightly so.
It was a difficult one. So she was 31, and 23 of those 31 years she was in my care. And so it was definitely a tough week.
Yeah.
But anyway, I spent Sunday cleaning out my barn and disinfecting and washing everything down, and it was a long, hard, dirty day, but it was good too. So
yeah.
But I have baby chicks.
Yay!
They came yesterday. So I have all these new little lives peeping around in my barn.
How are they going to integrate? Because you still have a flock. You have an existing flock.
So I do have an existing flock. I have 7 of the original 8. One of them, unfortunately, passed away earlier this year. Anyway, I won't go into detail. It wasn't animal. She passed naturally. But my husband is going to build another coop.
Another chicken condo.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to have the new layers coop, and we're going to have the retired ladies coop. Because my chickens, they're laying some, but they're not laying as reliably.
Okay.
So we're going to keep as we retire them, we're going to move them to the retirement coop, and then we're going to have an active coop. So the younger chickens will be out in that one. And it's fine. And so, we're going to have 2 coops of chickens.
Okay. I was wondering because I was like, it seems like in the summer you have a lot of eggs.
Well, we have had, but now we're only getting just a couple a day.
Got it.
But we're going to have a lot after, well, not this year because they're still babies.
Right, but next year.
But next year we will have a lot because we have 12 new baby chickens.
Ooh.
Although one of them, I don't know.
Doesn't look so good.
Yeah, she was pretty weak. So we'll see. We'll see how she does, but it happens unfortunately with the littles.
Yeah.
And and then
Cool.
when I was getting those guys set up, my dog proceeded to poke her eye on some chicken wire. So we had to go to the emergency vet last night with her so that they could give me some medication for her eye. Of course, it was right after my regular vet closed, and my regular vet doesn't do emergency hours, but we've got a great emergency vet here. It's further away from my house, but my dog's actually in my office
Wearing the cone of shame.
looking very dejected, but she's a little champ. She's a little sport.
It's what you get when you poke your eye into.
I know. So, but she's doing well, and she takes her medicine like a good girl. She lets me put it in her eye, and she's got some anti-inflammatories and stuff that she has to take too. But
good.
she's on the mend, but it was a long day, and she didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and therefore I didn't either. But
got it.
Yeah. So it's been a weird couple of weeks for me.
Nice. Not nice that it was
not
weird,
nice, but that's kind of,
you're hopefully coming through it.
Yeah, that's why my knitting mojo has been on a hiatus.
Yeah, you've had other stuff going on, and
and I've been outside like as much as possible.
Yeah,
I've been outside, and we're getting our garden reestablished.
Nice.
We had to replace our we've got raised beds, and they were in for probably 8 or 9 years, and so the wood was starting to go on those. So we've got half of them replaced. Our garden's big, and we've got 8 4x8 boxes in our garden, which has a fence around it too. So we've replaced. My husband has rebuilt 4 of the 8. So we've got. I got those planted, and we're gonna clean out the other 4, and he's gonna rebuild. Well, he has got the boxes rebuilt. We just have to take the old ones out. And
nice.
Yeah, so it's coming along, but we at least wanted to get a small small. It's not small in
Yeah.
some terms, but we want to get some of it done, so we'd have a little bit of stuff growing this summer.
We have I finally scaled my garden back.
Did you?
Because I get so excited at the beginning of the
I
year
know.
and I plant and everything, and then by like August, I'm either I'm burnt out, or I'm mosquitoed out, or
I know, that's been me. The mosquitoes have been really bad this spring.
Or I plant like 10 tomato plants, and I'm like really the only person in my house that really likes tomatoes.
Oh.
Yeah. So this year I did 2
Yeah.
2 plants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm scaled it back. Lots of peppers though, because everybody likes peppers. So jalapenos and bells.
I've never had good luck with peppers. I don't know why.
Jalapenos, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bell peppers, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, jalapenos they've always worked. And I planted a ton of basil because I'm like,
Me too.
Lots of pesto this year.
Yeah, I got regular basil. I've got purple basil, and I've got Thai basil, all going. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about. I love basil.
And a few cucumber plants.
Mm-hmm.
William wanted to do watermelon, so I let him get some watermelons. So we'll see how those go. And then we found some corn plants that were they're popping corn.
Oh.
They're specifically for
Really?
drying and turning
Yep.
into popcorn. So I let him get some of those.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And then I've kind of had my standard little like herb garden up next to the house.
Yeah. I've got all of that stuff. I've got peas and beans, beets, lettuce, kale, spinach.
Oh yeah, we put some kale in too.
Potatoes.
Mm.
We do I love doing homegrown potatoes. They're easy too.
You just need you need like depth for them, right?
Yeah,
Just
my
really
husband,
them.
most of our boxes are 8-inch deep boxes, but he did 12-inch on those, and then you can mound up too. So every time they start sprouting, you mound back over them because they grow between the top and your seed potato that you plant. So
Yep. I actually have a box that has asparagus in it.
I've got an asparagus bed.
Yeah, but that season is already kind of come and gone.
We had to move ours this year too, so it was.
Yeah.
Because
I'm always surprised every year because I have mine in a bed, in one of my raised beds, and I'm always surprised every year when it comes back. I'm like, I can't believe it didn't freeze this year. Seems happy. It's the only thing in that one bed, so. That's fun.
I've got a sage plant that miraculously has survived very little care for the last 3 years.
Sometimes you get lucky. I had one that was like that for a while, and then we had a really, really, really cold winter, and and I haven't been able to get one to winter over since outside. So sometimes they will, but yeah, I put all kinds of fun stuff in my herb garden this year. I've got dill and calendula and like lemon balm and
cool.
kinds of fun stuff. Lemongrass, like that's fun to grow.
I planted some lavender this year.
Oh, nice. Nice. Super fun. All right, so back to our knitting content.
Yeah, off of gardening.
Gardening. Oh, actually, one more gardening thing. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So I was at Red Wagon Plants. Mm-hmm. So I do half of my plant buying there and half at Pine Gardens because that's just down the road from my house. And I like both of them, but they have different kinds of things. At Red Wagon Plants this year, they had these really cool hanging baskets where the bottom part of the basket was like not kind of wicker, but more of like a rustic wicker. Mm-hmm. And then they had planted some kind of rosemary plant in it that was growing out over the sides of the basket. So it was, it's a hanging basket with rosemary in it.
That's cool.
Basically. Yeah. I was like, oh, I have to buy that.
Oh, I should get one of those.
That's wicked cool.
I haven't seen rosemary anywhere, so that's great.
Red Wagon Plants.
I will go.
Yeah. The hanging basket parts are down. They're not in so all their herbs are up at the top. The big barn. They're down below in not the barn to the left, but the one in the middle, kind of greenhouse in the middle.
Cool.
So yeah, it's pretty reasonable too, but like, yeah, a ton of I don't know what kind of rosemary it is because it's all like, anyway, but
Interesting.
it's really cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah. Yes. So we'll see if I can manage to not kill it. Hanging baskets, and I love them, and I always want to buy them for my porch. And then about July, they're dead because I forget to water them.
Oh, right. You need water.
Right. Well, and they dry out so fast, and they're under the covers, so they're not getting the rain.
Yeah.
So
You'll have to put in those like drip systems that run up and along.
I might. So I did not do. So that rosemary is the only hanging basket this year.
Sweet.
Okay. Back to knitting.
Okay, back
to knitting. So works in progress. So I've been working on my blackberry shawl. I'm almost done.
Look at you go.
I'm going. I'm in the mohair, and then I have a garter section.
Maybe you'll have 3 finished up. I shouldn't say it because I don't want to jinx you.
3 finished objects next week. You heard it here, folks. No, it won't happen. I will start 7 new projects as a reason for why none of my existing projects are done. So this is a current knit along that we're doing with the blackberry shawl. So it's a fingering weight yarn mixed with mohair. You do need 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn for this, and actually only I think about 25 grams of mohair. So you don't need a huge amount of mohair. But double check that in the pattern. The knit along is running through July. I'm just looking on the show notes for the date.
10th or 11th, something like
the
that.
11th, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, the 11th of July. So there's still plenty of time to join the knit along. I've been seeing some really beautiful finished objects in the finished objects thread. So, yep. So beeping truck.
Yep, backing up, beeping
Backing
truck.
up.
Winnie is just telling it that, you know.
It's okay. Ella would have done the same. Except she'd still be barking. So come join the fun. There's some beautiful, beautiful projects that people have done with the shawl. It's a really fun knit. It's pretty intuitive. Like,
I wanted to see Jane's while she was here.
oh my god,
Somebody told me she was working on the one that I love.
Was
the color.
gorgeous.
Was it? Oh.
Yes.
She picked
Yes.
that green and rust
Patina
colorway.
Yeah.
That was just so pretty.
It was amazing.
I bet it must be.
Yeah.
If she hadn't bought it, I was going to.
Nice.
I know.
So yeah, so come join the Blackberry Shawl fun, and take a look at what other people are doing. So super good time. So I've been working on that as kind of like my evening project, mostly because outside of the mohair sections, it's pretty. Don't really need to pay that close of attention. And mohair is only just because of the type of yarn it is, not because the section is more difficult knitting. It's just that mohair is a little more finicky and it's easier to miss a stitch.
Yeah, because you might grab some of the fluff and not the strand that it's usually either nylon or silk that it's wrapped around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I've been working on that, and really the only other project I've been working on is my shift along, which is a hat. I have mohair sticking to me.
Wait, I asked her about gauge and outtakes.
Yeah. So there's.
I couldn't help myself.
I know
I'm
you
sorry.
couldn't. I don't think it's as tall as I think it is. It probably is.
It's really pretty.
Thank you. So this is the shift along, and I'm using Fiber Stash for Twinkle Toes, which is a fingering weight yarn, and then the purple is actually one of these CC Wool's Crazy Skeins, and I am almost to the second color. It was super long color marling, so I've literally only used one of them so far for this hat. So it's all the same color instead of shifting, but it's fine. I like it anyway. And if the ratios are all the same, that would mean I could probably knit at least another hat, if not 2 more hats out of this skein of marley yarn with a different base color. So That would be cool. So here it is. I'm just about to the point to start the decreases for the crown. So any of you hat knitters know that once you hit that point, like, you're basically done with the hat. Which is why I was so smug that I could get it done.
I know, when you get to that point, like, you cannot stop knitting.
No, you just have to keep going.
Like, oh, I'm so close.
I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
I have not knit on Granny's favorite at all. So where I was at the end of the podcast last week is where I still am. Have not picked that out of the bag. Yeah.
I haven't touched anything except for this is a customer's project, and all the pieces were made. I had to seam it and then pick up around. It's got a big shawl collar, and it's a lot of stitches up and around. So, and then it's just a garter collar, shawl collar. So I've been working on that mostly while I've been here.
Nice.
And yeah, not a whole lot else. I've got my Granada, which is that little cowl. I don't think it's grown much though, and my butterfly shawl has not. That has stayed the same because I haven't touched that little guy.
Why don't we still show that one? Because
the class starts.
The class starts tonight, and I'm doing a cowl with it. So cowl starts today and runs through September 5th. So, and I've listed the patterns that you can use. So it's the butterfly pavilion shawl, the butterfly cowl, and I also threw in the roiling water scarf because it's the same short row kind of shaping.
Okay.
So
and it would also include the moth variation, right? Because that one's very.
I couldn't find. Is it in some of these notes?
It's if you get the butterfly pattern, the moth variation's included, I believe, on it.
Okay.
So you can do either because it's similar.
Yes.
It's just a little. There's some differences.
So either of those would work. Any of those would work, and whips are allowed. And so I just figured I'd host a cowl because we're doing the class.
Mm-hmm.
I did the thread on Ravelry a little bit different, so I'm not having a separate thread for chatter and for finished objects. I'm going to do everything in one thread for this particular one.
Okay.
So
I should pick this back up again because I can't wait until I get to this really bright orange.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes dark purple to like this kind of fuchsia color and then to the orange. So
cool.
And then back out again.
Sweet.
So it's going to be fun.
So much fun.
Really fun. And then, so this is a Zauber ball. And then I'm using the Air Canyon Nuble.
Nice.
Because they're very, very similar. They're both kind of a singles yarn. And so they're playing very well together.
Excellent.
Yep. And then this is the Granada, which is a little shoulder cozy kind of thing. And I'm using Barocco Mykonos and Lana Grossa Stromboli. So the Stromboli is the lighter color and it has little slubby bits in it. And then the Mykonos is the darker. And I don't think I'm that much further along than probably the last time you saw it because I haven't been doing much, if any, knitting.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I have to show you guys right now. I gotta get back to it. I will. And maybe I'll do some spinning. I've been needing to do
There you go.
some other stuff
Awesome.
lately.
And I made blue vanilla socks on the list for works in progress. Actually, Granny's favorite too. I should just take that down because I didn't touch it at all. But it's just there because then it's there next week.
Yeah, right.
When I
know.
finish it, I can move it more easily. I think I knit a little bit on the blue vanillas. They were have kind of been my baseball knitting socks, but since there wasn't a lot of knitting at baseball this week, it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. That's really all I got. Oh, except that I did buy yarn when I was here Saturday for a new project.
And she enabled some other people.
And I enabled some other people.
to
like
do it
one
as
does.
Yeah.
which seems to be how all of these calls start.
Because she's like, hey, have you seen this pattern?
Right. No. Well, and of course, if you're in the store and you're walking around with yarn in your hand, people just are like, what are you going to make?
Yeah.
And so then, of course, you have to show them. And then they get really excited, too. So I did show this in outtakes, but I'll show it again because I would say not everybody watches, but I'm pretty sure most of you watch to the end. But
It's really pretty.
so this is a new shawl by Cali Monster. So it's called Glass Houses. And it's a very just cool 2-color fingering weight shawl with like a main solid color and a speckled second color. And the 2 colors that I picked, so I blame our pick of the week last week.
I love this colorway. I was going to get some chameleon, but I think it's sold out in the fingering weight.
No, this one's there.
Is it?
I picked it off the shelf because my yarn's at home. I didn't bring it with me today.
Well, there.
So there's 1 chameleon left as of the time we podcast until Kelly buys it. So there may not be any left. So this is chameleon, and it's got all these really beautiful, and it just pairs so nicely with this red. It's such a striking color combo. This I'm pretty sure I bought the Ravelry red. This is not Ravelry red. This is Ceriza, but it's pretty close. It's entirely possible this is the red I bought, and I just don't. Anyway, a red.
She bought a pretty red.
I brought a pretty red and the chameleon to make that shawl because I thought it would be gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And particularly with the red as that main color, it's not one that I normally work with. I was polling whether I should do we have a really dark purple too that would be really pretty with this.
There's a dark teal and the teal feather,
but I think
great colors.
I'm gonna go with the red. Try something different.
Nice.
So
maybe I can do a green one with that, and then would be like sort of matchy, but not really matchy.
Sort of matchy.
They can be our Rhinebeck shawls.
I was gonna say matchy for Rhinebeck. It's our Rhinebeck police.
Our police uniform.
Our police uniforms.
Oh.
Yep. The question is, do we get handcuffs?
We could get like regular ones and then knit little cozies for them.
Okay, we just crossed over into a different type of podcast.
Well, we don't want to injure
That's true.
our people.
That's true. Oh boy. Okay, I can't wait to see where this goes.
It better not go anywhere.
We need some aviator shades.
Yeah, I've got some.
We have some. So when they were making Super Troopers 2 and they did the Kickstarter thing, my husband may or may not have gave money to the Kickstarter, and so he got his prize pack or his level pack, and one of the things was the aviator glasses that they wear, cop glasses, and a fake stash.
That's funny.
I think he got a t-shirt too. Anyway, so and some other stuff, but yeah, it's pretty funny. So I got shades and a fake stash.
Sweet.
Yeah. Upcoming projects. I think that Glass Houses, and I still, I have the yarn set aside for Magical Thinking, that Casapinka.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a poncho-y kind of deal.
Mm.
I still would like to make Little Red Pullover. I have all the yarn. The yarn's all wound up. The needles are all ready to go. I have to finish the Granny's Favorite, and then I will cast on the next sweater.
Yep.
And I have all of the yarn to do a new throwback sweater as well, so that's kind of on the list. The downside for that one for me is I have to bring the yarn to the store to wind it because those hanks are so big. I can't wind it at home on my ball winder. The yarn's too big.
Yep.
Discovered that the hard way.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So one of the skeins for Boxy may have gotten mostly hand wound because my ball winder was just like, are you kidding me?
I'm full. I'm full.
No. So I'll have to bring that yarn in at some point and wind it, because once it gets wound, then it's easier for me to just pull the needles together and give it a go. And then I'm sure in the meantime something else will come out that will catch my eye. Ooh, pretty. And I'll be off in the weeds again.
I haven't been on Ravelry a whole lot lately, which is
thing.
Yeah, it's really a good thing, because I really need to focus on getting some other stuff done.
Yep.
Which I just really should do.
Yes. Yep.
So, stay tuned. There's a lot of the upcoming things that I would like to do, but maybe what I'll do is I will, because my knitting has been I'll start that spin for my Georgetown sweater.
There you go.
And work on that. And Tour de Fleece is coming up.
Tour de Fleece is coming up
That
soon.
usually starts early July.
Yep.
So maybe that'll be my Tour de Fleece, and I can focus on doing some spinning, and then by the time my spinning is done, I'll be ready to do some knitting again.
I have to figure out maybe what I want to make for my Rhinebeck sweater this year.
Maybe my Georgetown will be my Rhinebeck sweater.
That would be cool. So we're going to go camping at the beginning of July, and then I've got a trip out to see my family in August. So both are opportunities to get some knitting done. So we'll see.
Let's hope the West Coast hasn't melted by then.
Well, there's that.
Ugh.
There is that
It's
problem.
awful.
Yeah. Ugh. But anyway, so we already talked about all of our knit alongs. Oh, except for the crochet along, which is still running. Still running. Get your
another
crochet
month,
stuff done.
A little less than a month ago. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
So for the record, I did bring my bag with all of my crochet patterns, crochet projects, because I do have actually a bag of works in progress that are crochet stuff. I did bring it to Worldwide Knit and Public Day, but there was no knitting of any kind, so it basically stayed in the bigger bag, and I didn't bust any of it out. But I did actually bring my crochet to Worldwide Knit and Public Day. Because I find that humorous, and I am not paying attention. I need to be purling on this row, not knitting. Shoot. Dang it. Mohair is like the worst to take back.
It is.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So, and I probably should just not even start this row, because we're about done.
I hope so, because
we've managed to talk for over an hour with very little knitting.
We talked gardening, we talked knitting police.
Other stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right.
We still have the coupon code on there.
For the
for the
basket
shawl.
wave.
Basket wave. Yep.
Basket wave.
Basket wave.
Basket wave.
I was calling it basket weave. Don't
it's
mind
okay.
me.
I put it down at the bottom so people could have the right spelling. Basket wave. There's a 20% off coupon, KC20 through Ravelry. So thank you, Katrina, for that. It's a very cool pattern.
It is. That's neat.
Yep. And
the interview that we did.
Yeah.
For the upside, Jen told us that the 17th.
Okay, so this coming Monday.
The 17th is when she's planning on having the podcast out.
Okay.
The podcast version, which is our interview, basically. Okay. So 17th, you should be able to get that. And we'll link to it, because she was going to send us the direct email link. So
yay!
We'll put that maybe on our blog or in show notes or something when she sends that to us.
Cool.
Yep.
That'll be awesome.
So if you guys are interested at all, I know we had a couple people ask when that was going to be coming out. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Other than that,
I think I'm all set.
It's Dad's Day this weekend.
It is. We have so my husband doesn't watch the podcast at all, so I can talk about stuff like that here. So I took advantage of the May the 4th stuff on Zulily. So Zulily always has a big like sale for all things Star Wars. So this weekend, my husband's going to be getting a Millennium Falcon waffle maker.
Oh my god.
He actually does do breakfast a lot on the weekend, so pancakes and waffles and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome.
That's so funny.
I'm buying that. And then I got him a very classy looking paisley tie that has little BB-8s in the paisleys.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And if you don't look close enough or you don't
never even
know what BB-8 looks like, you'd never know that there's a little droid in the tie pattern.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious.
So you can wear it to court.
He could. Yes, he could.
Nobody would ever know.
Unless they're also a Star Wars aficionado.
And they'd have to be like this close.
Probably. Yeah, because from a distance it just looks like blue and orange and white paisley.
That's cool.
Very tastefully done. And then William picked out some like maple taffy and things like that for him, and we're gonna go do brunch at the public house.
Nice.
Because they're doing a Father's Day brunch there, so that's all I've got planned for so far for Father's Day.
Cool.
Yeah.
My husband's flying out of town
Oh,
early that morning, so I'm just gonna be hanging
out.
with the chicks.
Yeah.
Little peepers.
We had the peeps.
They're so cute. They just crack me up just watching them like zoom around, and then they'll zoom around for like 5 seconds, and then they'll collapse and be like, "I'm really tired."
So tired. Yep. And then we have tomorrow's Friday. Saturday, birthday party, and then his school EOP people Williams do a race thing. So he wanted to sign up for that. So I signed him up for the 5K, and I signed myself up for the 1 mile.
That's funny.
So we'll go do that in the morning.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm doing an SSK. It's full. A lot of people have signed up for that.
Awesome.
So that'll be fun. We'll get some people back on track with their projects.
Nice.
I really like doing those. They're fun to do. And then that afternoon, Shelburne Museum has their antique car
Oh, okay. Cool.
thing that they do every year.
Yeah.
Over Father's Day weekend, but
Yeah.
this year it's all about trucks, and I love old trucks. So
See, I could have started this.
we're thinking maybe in the afternoon once I get out,
Oh, that would be cool.
if the weather's looking decent.
I'll have to mention that to John, because are they open? I think they're open on Sundays.
I think it's both days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
15th, 16th. Is,
I'll have to mention it to him, and see if he has any interest.
Yeah.
And particularly if the weather's nice, like that would be fun to go.
Exactly. And it's beautiful there. If you guys haven't been, if you are from the area, or if you are planning on coming to the area, the Shelburne Museum is a really lovely museum.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They have some really great exhibits.
Lots of nice outdoor space. And
They usually have one larger exhibit that changes out every year.
Yep.
Which is really cool. And it's big, and there's a little bit of something for everyone there, really.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yep.
There's a schoolhouse, there's an old church, there's a homestead, like an older homestead with a lot of times they have a flax spinning demonstration happening, and they've got an old jacquard loom with the punch cards, and it's really cool.
Yeah. And so, I mean, for anybody who's not familiar with the Shelburne Museum, part of their charm is that they have saved all of these really old historic buildings all over the state, and I think actually all over the region.
Mostly from Vermont, but there are some regional
and they
buildings.
Either dismantle them and then remantle them, or sometimes they've moved them in whole. Like there's this Ticonderoga steam engine. Steamship is there, just parked in the grass.
And I remember that used to be further up when I was in elementary school or so. It was further up, and it was kind of where part of their parking is now, and they ended up moving that down to where it is now.
Yeah. So it's a really cool sort of historic collection of different buildings that have been relocated there, and old bridges, and again, like
so
the
it's
steam.
the Webb family that started it, and they're also the ones that Shelburne Farms. They own Shelburne Farms, which is a really lovely, another great thing that we've got happening here. You can go and they have all kinds of activities going on there.
Yep.
But it's the Webb family, and they're part of the Vanderbilt.
Yep. Yep.
Family.
Yep. So, but just really cool.
Yeah, and they did a lot of, it was really important for them to preserve a lot of the history and things that, there's a round barn on the museum grounds, which is cool. There's not very many of them left in the state.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so it's just a really neat little corner of history.
Yeah, so we both highly recommend it if you're ever up
they have a
this
carousel,
way.
like
They
old
do.
carousel.
Yep. And the circus train thing, the scale one, that's so cool. There's an entire room.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah. Yep. So lots of fun stuff here.
Yep. To
do here. So.
I know.
And all right. We should probably wrap it up.
We should.
It's like the chitty chatty episode.
It is.
Ramble and yawn.
We should put a warning right at the beginning.
Warning.
Very little knitting content this week. Sorry.
Yeah. It happens.
It does, unfortunately.
Totally happens.
But
next week I'll have all the finished objects.
there you go.
Or none.
Something to look forward to. Does Angela get the 3 FOs done?
No pressure.
So stay tuned
till
next week.
All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Yeah.
So
have a great weekend.
Until then.
Bye.
Right on the camera.
I gotta drop down and fix a funky spot, but I don't know what I did.
I thought we're all coming down off of the muscle of Yarniad games.
Great.
I'm pretty sure William tried to take his medals to school with him.
So cute.
he had so much fun.
That's great.
He had so much fun.
He was looking pretty tired by the end of the day.
Yeah, it was pretty warm that day.
Lots of kiddos came out for it.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I meant to get the video up sooner because I was like, I'm going to forget what all these things were. And I didn't do it. We've had baseball like all week this week. And I was bringing the iPad to work today, and I was like, oh, I need to get that video done because I'm going to need to use the program for the podcast, and I don't want to have to insert all those videos and pictures again.
Mm-hmm.
So I better get my act together. So I just sat for a little bit this morning when I got to the office and just knocked it out.
I know, I saw that pop up. I'm like, Muscle of Yarn has uploaded a video. And I was like,
You're like, what is she doing?
I'm like, we didn't record any. I was confused for a minute.
I figured everybody would be confused. I wanted to do it earlier in the week so they were spread out from the podcast, but I was like, whatever.
It's fine.
It's fine. And then our video immediately got flagged for copyright violations for all the background music.
Oh.
So it's fine. I looked at all this stuff, and
We
basically
don't make money off of
right.
anything,
It just
so.
means you can't monetize the video, which none of our videos are monetized anyway. And apparently, it's banned. The video itself is banned in Belgium and Luxembourg. So sorry if you're a viewer in Luxembourg or Belgium, you can't watch our Yarniad Games
They don't
video.
know. They wouldn't know anyway.
They wouldn't know.
It's banned.
Blocked. Sorry. Sorry. That was kind of weird, but it was amazing how quickly that got. They must have like an algorithm or something.
Little robots.
Little robots, and it's not even. It wasn't even. We weren't even using it like over the top, like overlaying it. It's in the background.
It's in the background.
That was being played as the video was getting shot.
Right.
So that's. Yeah. But so I can't even remove it.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
all the sound goes. But if that's all that happens, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Not worried about it. Sorry, girls just want to have fun, Cyndi Lauper. That one, Hand Jive was one of the ones that, so Hand Jive, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and what was the third one that got flagged? There was 3 songs in there
really?
that got flagged. Yeah. I mean, they're all ones that you were like, yeah, people are probably still making money off of those.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What on earth did I do? Seriously. This is just garter stitch.
So, is it going to rain through the weekend, or what do we think is going to happen with the weather here?
Saturday is looking like rain in the morning and then kind of maybe spotty showers, but not a total.
I hope not. We're having William's party on Saturday.
Is that
his birthday?
Yeah. So you'll have lots of kiddos over?
A few. Yeah, not as many as could be. He's usually pretty good when you ask him for a list of who he wants to invite. He's not super crazy.
Yeah.
So enough that if they have to be inside, it won't be.
It won't feel like a zoo.
Yeah, it'll still feel like a zoo, but it won't be like ridiculous. Any more ridiculous than it is normally in my house.
Yeah.
But baseball's done. The last baseball game was last night.
Yeah.
I'm not really sad. It's
It adds one more element to the...
Well, and the games go so late.
Really?
Right, we don't usually get done till almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then trying to get everybody home and...
Well, especially with
to bed.
Abigail, too, because, I mean...
She actually deals with it better than
Does
he
she?
does. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. He's my always have to sleep kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And she's more... I mean, you know, she'll get grumpy, but not... She can power through it better than he can.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But
What is going on? Honestly. That's something wacky. Oh, I think it's this one.
so I guess this is a super beanie hat, because
Super beanie?
super beanie or super slouchy, because I'm following the directions, or the top closes up really quickly, because look at how long this is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm following the pattern as written.
Did you check gauge?
No.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
And why would one do that?
I don't know.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
For fun. So, yes. Oh, and speaking of Gage's outfit, so apparently
Our blender.
we have multiple friends of the podcast named Bente from Norway.
That's awesome.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew? And we
Definitely not us.
Clearly we did not know, because we credited the wrong Bente with a thank you for Gage's outfit last week.
So we're going to correct it.
So we'll correct it. Our apologies, other Bente from Norway. Thank you very much for the stitch markers and for making Gage a beautiful outfit.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
We do. Very much.
And it, not as though we don't like to give a plug for our other friend Bente, who's Arctic Crafts, but they are 2 different people.
Right.
So we apologize.
Yes.
And
Very
I
much.
probably should have known that, because I saw the post on the Ravelry group.
That's right. I didn't
with
have
the crochet along. I just didn't make the. I don't know.
I didn't look at the username
I should have known, because I know what her Arctic Crafts is. Arctic Crafts on Ravelry.
Gotcha.
So I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you. Correct, Bente.
Yes. Correct. Oh, I fixed it.
Ooh, good. Sweet. Sweet.
Honestly.
Sweet. But
This is going to be the Angela show again.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
I have not. There's been a serious lack of knitting in my house lately because of baseball. One would think you'd get to knit a lot at baseball games, and normally you would, but I've had the dog and Abigail. Though Abigail's usually, it's the dog. 2 out of the 3 games this week I had the dog.
Really? Oh.
Because I didn't couldn't be bothered to take her all the way home. It was just too much more, that much more driving, and it just, so, and one of them was like, be late to the game, take the dog home. So I was like, well, I'll just go to the game with the dog.
Gotcha.
Yeah. After being in trial all day. That was on Monday. Monday was a really awesome day.
Oh.
So.
That's tough.
Yeah. Happy Monday. Way to start the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fun times.
Oh, I thought I fixed this. What did I do here?
Oh no. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. It's a little bit.
It's okay.
So, but of course I'm planning another shawl.
Cool.
And I enabled Jane. She bought the pattern because I was showing her the pattern. And she was like,
Oh.
Then she sent me a message later. And she was like, okay, I bought the pattern.
That's so funny.
But she was good, and she apparently looked through her stash, which I'm sure I have plenty of stash yarn to use for this pattern.
Which shawl?
The glass houses.
Oh, the one that you sent the link for.
This
that was
one.
Really pretty.
Yeah, glass houses.
It's really, really pretty.
So pretty.
What weight of yarn is that?
Fingering.
Is it fingering?
Yeah. Fingering.
And how many colors?
2 colors. So a solid and like some sort of speckled or gradient.
And how many skeins of each?
So 1 of each. It appears. Actually, let me double check because reading has not been my strong suit lately. Yes, it appears 1 438 yard skein of each. So, because that Malabrigo, so Kelly and I did a color, you have lots of choices if you want to use the last week's pick of the week, the Malabrigo sock. And this one just caught my eye, and I could not get it out of my head.
Oh, I know. Isn't that lovely?
Was the chameleon. With, I grabbed, this is not Ravelry Red, but it's Cereza. But anyway, but with a red. I'm pretty sure I bought the Ravelry Red. Anyway, I bought a red. It might have been this one. Chameleon and a red. And I'm going to do that shawl, glass houses,
Oh, for goodness sakes.
out of it. As soon as I finish the blackberry shell, which I'm very close. But I haven't been working on it the last 2 nights because I've been tired when I got home, and I'm in the mohair section, and it's been hot and sticky. And the last thing I've wanted to do is work on mohair.
Oh my gosh, what was it? Monday.
Monday was ridiculous.
Monday morning when it was, or no, I guess I was Tuesday when I woke up. It was still like really muggy, but then the temperature like tanked and the humidity went away, and it turned out to be like a really nice day.
Yes.
And yeah.
And yesterday it was warm.
It was, but it was enjoyable.
It was nice.
Warm. It wasn't humid warm.
No.
I don't mind warm. I don't like humidity. My husband said to me the other day, he's like, you really don't like humidity, do you? I'm like, nope, I really don't.
Yeah. No, I don't either.
I know I wouldn't fare well in the South. I know that.
No, me neither.
I'm definitely a North girl.
I'm definitely a no humidity and hot weather girl.
Yeah.
Part of it's growing up out west and being used to just the dry heat.
They're getting wicked heat out.
There it's like 90 at my parents' house, 90 something at my parents' house. And I was like, they were kind of, oh, it's so hot. And I was like, don't you have central air in your new house? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. but we can't do anything outside. I was like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
know that like Sacramento area, they're getting
they're hot anyway
really
down there.
horrible heat. All the West Coast, I guess, is suffering.
It is. Maybe I'll start the mohair on the podcast, because that would be the mohair section of the podcast. That'd be about right.
There you go.
I was hoping I would have this hat finished, but nope. I believe I was also bragging last week about how I was going to have Granny's favorite sweater done too. Clearly that has happened. Nope.
I have not been doing much knitting or crocheting or I've had a lot of other stuff to
Well, Saturday we had the event here at the store, so there was, although lots of our people who were here got lots of knitting done, not so much people that were running the event. It
was great though. I was manning the store, so I wasn't out with it, but I was watching out the window. Oh my gosh, it was really funny. And it was kind of funny not hearing
Doing it
the
without
commentary.
sound. Yeah.
And I was kind of like making up stories.
Like, this is what's happening right now.
It was fun.
But
the store was pretty busy, so
yeah, it was.
I didn't have a whole lot of time to watch.
Okay. So I just did that again.
My mom said they drove by and beeped. So if you heard somebody beeping, it was probably them.
Be hard to tell with my very loud child out there. We have decreed him the largest kid at baseball. Or the loudest kid at baseball. Yeah. All right, I should probably not do decrease rounds while I'm podcasting, particularly if they're... You have to... All right, I'm going to put this away.
I'm just pulling this back so I can...
Rip it.
A little bit of ripping. I don't know what I did. I have a weird funky stitch in there somewhere, and because I'm working on this for a customer, I want it to look perfect.
Yes. Oh. I guess did I drop this in the middle of a row? That's bad. How come I didn't finish that row? It's a mystery. What? Who knows? That is so weird. So I've been very excited. They released the first couple of seasons of Outlander on
I saw that.
Netflix.
I saw that. I haven't watched that. Well,
so I was watching that. I read a lot of the books.
I'm partway through the 6th.
Okay.
And I just put it down because I was like, something good happens, something bad happens, something good happens, something bad happens, something good happens, and I just needed a change of pace from that.
I got to that point with the Stephanie Plum novels, the Janet Ivanovich ones. I was like, okay, for the love of God, like, is this the same story plot in every book?
Yeah, I know. I needed something different. So
yeah,
I'll come back to it and finish them at some point. But
I got distracted because they just added the new season of Supergirl.
Oh,
so I've been watching that instead.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think?
I've been catching up on. Handmaid's Tale, because it's back on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
So I was behind a few episodes, so
okay.
I mostly caught back up. I think I have this week's that I haven't watched yet.
Okay. I haven't seen any of those. I read the book.
I read it a long time ago, and I'd like to reread it now after. They're past
the book part.
Yeah.
I read the book a year or so ago when the series first came out.
Did you?
Yeah, I hadn't read it previously. I mean, I knew about it, but I hadn't read it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good story. It's a well-written book too. So.
Yeah. Well, you think about everything that's going on, and some of the things are just kind of.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get to the end of this row. I'm trying to decide if we should drop the camera down because I know people like to watch us knit.
I'm holding my hands up because I'm picking up these stitches, but
And I'm gonna be sitting back because I spent too many hours yesterday sitting at a picnic table watching baseball with no back, and so my back is like, hey lady, you're too old to do that. But I feel like we can. Okay, try. Ooh, tripod earthquake.
good thing you're doing this in editing.
Well, yeah. Now I've really done it.
People can watch us knit all right.
They can't even see our heads. Oh my god. Okay. Ooh. 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 Sorry, everybody, that I just made motion sick.
I didn't count how many stitches are on here, but there's a lot of stitches on here.
Okay, that's good.
Did you get it?
I think so. Oh, I think so. All right. Almost there. Actually, we should have started. I can attach the mohair. See, like, there's like 100,000 stitches on the needles right now.
I know. I've got a lot because I'm picked up. This is a big shawl
It's a
collar.
shawl collar.
So,
We should
it's
probably
a lot
do
of
this.
stitches.
Now that we have 20 minutes of outtakes. All right, we should probably get this
Okay.
started.
We can do that.